Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's where you'll find our incredible short courses. In under 60 minutes, you'll grow all the key skills, covering specific areas like how to hire an assistant, grow a team, to list better properties, to grow better fees, and to master your pipeline. Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, one of the big things that people really love about you is your agility, that idea to just never stop improving. And I was thinking about it today, when Alexander Phillips first started in his residential career versus today, what's the difference in how you list a property, how you take it to market, and what you do to actually sell it? Has your sales process evolved over that period of time?
Hi, Josh. Thanks for having me again. Yeah, it's evolved massively. Probably what we do better than most is how the speed of it and how quickly transactions can happen, and I don't mean not so much the days on market. That's obviously a part of it, but the transactional part of it, like getting agency agreements signed, getting them on the market, docu-signing contracts of sale on exchange, deposits via deft auction pay, all of that has definitely sped up and means you've got more time to do more, cold calls or, more prospecting or whatever it might be. You're not having to drive up to Warunga to get a buyer to sign a contract like you used to have to 10 years ago, or the solicitors won't allow it unless it's, on ink exchange. So it's all really fast and quick, which means you just get more done in a day. So that part of it's definitely helped us, speed up, and do more sales. But also, we still make a lot of phone calls, but a lot of our negotiations and making sure that we're getting the deals done in the best way for the vendor, with using Home Pass, allows us to send a text to every single person that's been through saying we're negotiating and this is where we're at, and meaning you're not having to, we used to have, call the whole book to tell them that, or do an auction invite. We had an auction a few weeks ago and we had to, send an invite out to 150 people that have been through the house. I used to call them all. I think these days, I'm big on phone calls, but these days people actually don't pick up the phone. They respond better to text if it's not like a generic looking text. So that allows us to then hone in on the people we do need to phone, rather than having to spend half a day doing it on a Friday doing auction phone calls. So that the speed of texting, all of that definitely allows us to do more. And yes, we have evolved a lot, and we continually want to evolve and make sure that we're ahead of everyone else.
I would love to have been there for the first ever campaign that Alexander Phillips had actually done. Could you imagine that? Literally, did you get the property ready? Did you get it prepared? Did you get it renovated? Did you get it painted? Did you get everything done? Styling was probably only just starting to come in. There was the evolution of what you're doing with photography. You hadn't yet done a video on a property, all of those things that had started to evolve. But you have a look at the intensity of the buy work that goes on inside of your team. And the thing that I look at is that there's a number of people that literally you're competing with. And I think if you go on to, Domain, for example, there's 230 agents that apparently will look after Bronte. And you start thinking about that, literally your ability to stay focused about improving your sales process is a massively important thing, because every single one of those buyers that comes to a property, every single one of those potential sellers that comes to a property is watching what you're doing. Now, Alex, I'm seeing this a lot with agents, for example, when they get a price reduction. And if you're literally blasting out to the database, price reduced, price reduced, price reduced, what actually ends up happening is that potential sellers look at that and say, oh, well, maybe I won't go with that agent because all they ever seem to do is to reduce prices. So how important is it literally to start to think differently as you go through different stages in market cycles, so you can adapt and be agile to whether or not you're working with buyers, whether or not you're working a bit more with the sellers, whether or not you're a bit more focused on your sales process, or being in a position that you come up with new language, for example, like new price, so you're not communicating desperation when there's a change in market cycles?
We're very lucky that we're at the point in the marketplace that we've looked at with high esteem, I would say. So the vendors listen to us a lot more. But if you're an emerging agent or an up-and-coming agent, you need to be really direct to make sure that we're probably only one of the few agents, I would say, in the marketplace we're selling where our prices are going up. Mm-hmm. Because we've got the guide price right from day one. Our guide prices are super low. We're building them up. We're building momentum into the sale. One we sold last night for $9,050,000, we started at 7.5, and increased the guide to 7.8, then to 8, then 8.5, and sold it for $9,050,000. So that in itself, showed the marketplace that we it got a big following of all the locals around there. Went, this is an amazing result. And it was a really strong result, but that's because we built so many buyers into the program. So what we're doing really well is the price guide conversation is the most important conversation. Most agents find it really hard to do that, and that's why we're still selling so much.